There's a long tradition of adding percussion to your harmonica playing, from people like Dr. Ross, the harmonica boss.
If you do not want, you can get your money back here.
To amazing contemporary players like Juzzie Smith. And one of my personal favourites, not necessarily for harmonica, one-man band Cigo. Isn't he great? Now you might be thinking, crikey, do I need amazing four-way coordination to put all this together? But the truth is, if you drive a car, you're already doing 4 things together anyway. So in this video, I'm going to give you 5 ways to add percussion, and it's not as difficult as you might think. We're going to look at some simple techniques to take your playing to the next level. Probably the easiest way to add an extra sound to your playing is to stamp your foot and add a bass thump. Now, if I do it on the boat here, it's going to vibrate the camera. You could stamp the floor if you've got a wooden floor. You could use a bass drum like a lot of the classic blues one-man bands use and have it in front of you. You can also do what I do and use a suitcase, and it's a special suitcase. As you can see, it's a vintage Samsonite suitcase, circa 1970s, and I've cut a drum skin in. I saw someone else doing this and thought it looked cool. If you don't have that, you can just stamp the floor, or you could even buy a Stomp box that you plug in. I'm not so keen on those. I like the sound to be a bit more rustic. The suitcase is great for country blues style. Think like Sonny Terry. Next up is the foot tambourine. I got this from eBay. It was only like 3 or 4 quid. And this is really good for playing the offbeats. Sounds great on this Alda Roma Wilson song that I like to play. It's a gospel song called Gonna Wait for a Change to Come. So I think the thing is with percussion, try changing your dynamics. You know, it doesn't have to be super loud all the time. And with the tambourine, that's really going to cut through. So unless you're going for that vibe, you don't want it to dominate everything. So just try playing a little bit softer, just to add that texture to your sound. Worth mentioning, if you're a drummer and you wanted to go Dr. Ross style, that could be a hi-hat, you know, like the 2 cymbals that close together, like a lot of the classic one-man blues bands. But I have a lot of other instruments in my setup, so I like to keep things small instruments that I can just fit in a suitcase. I do recommend you stick around to the end of the video, because you don't know which one of these percussion items you're going to like the most and is going to work with your style best. Next up for hobo percussion, the humble shaker, and this one's so easy. Once you get a shaker, again, you can get a shaky egg from eBay. This one my friend made out of 2 yogurt pots. And I just like to lock the wrist and then move from the elbow. And the arm moves a little bit, but once I've got that wrist locked, I can get it nice and accurate. So the shaker works great on country blues. Think of that hobo railroad vibe. Take a song like Lost John Boogie by the great harmonica player Wayne Rainey. Once again, the dynamics are crucial. You know, I could play it a bit loud. I'm putting a bit of an accent. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and locking the wrist there. I can also move the accent onto the offbeat. And that's really cool with these fox chasey kind of riffs. The shaker's also cool on swung tunes. Take 1 Minute Julep, you know this one if you've been watching my channel for a while. You know, I'm getting that offbeat. And it goes without saying, of course, I can bring in the feet as well now if I'm feeling that. If you run out of harmonica ideas, you could even play a percussion solo. Okay, I'm going to give you two more methods. Stick around to the end because the last one is my favourite. But first of all, we have the rhythm bones. These ones are a little bit trickier. It's a knack, and I've got another video on how to play these. These are super cool for old-timey tunes. Take my tune Cindy. Fiddle tunes, old time tunes. You could do Cripple Creek. Do let me know in the comments, what's your favourite way to add percussion? Are you into the shaker or kick drum or something else which I haven't talked about? And last but not least, we have the washboard. Washboard's most commonly played with thimbles. The washboard's really associated with ragtime and jug band music, but you can use it for all kinds of stuff. So check out one of the harmonica hobos, Christo, over in Australia. He also happens to be a former professional boxer who likes knitting whilst playing harmonica, so there's a bit of extra coordination for you. I'm not going to try that today. So I play washboard in my band, the rigmarollers, and often play harp at the same time. So and I use the harmonica on the washboard. It's probably not great for the washboard or the harmonica, but hey. So if you follow the channel, you'll know I love Cajun Zydeco music, and washboard works great with those styles. And you'll see here that I'm using a drummer's wire brush. Once again, you can get these from eBay. And I can get these nice rhythms. I would mic this up if I was playing live, but it's a lot more subtle than thimbles, so I would say it's a bit more forgiving than the thimbles if you're new to washboard. So I can get like a nice sort of straight rhythm going there. And we'll take a tune like Toot Toot. This is a Zydeco standard. Once again, you know, I've got the dynamics. I can play a bit more on the edge of the board there with the tip. That's going to be a lot softer, or if I, you know, I can go full on. So I could try my own song, the Duck's Blood Breakdown. Here you've got all these sounds going on. Of course you can mix the different elements, and I strongly recommend you give this a try, even if it's just stamping the floor or strapping a tambourine to your left foot and giving it a go. See what happens. Thanks everybody. If you enjoyed this video, please take a look at my Hobo series lessons, my in-depth lessons. There's links in the description to those. They're long lessons with tabs, fully detailed breakdowns and all your resources that you want. And if you enjoyed this video, take a look at this other one right here.